Hello, welcome back to the Out of the Ordinary Friends podcast. I'm Andrew, and I'm joined with
Hi, Andrew.
Alex and Zach.
Hey.
Hello.
But we're down a man on this ship today. We lost him.
Again.
Man lost at sea.
Lost again. This is
Lost
happening.
in the sauce.
Sea of mucus.
I don't know.
He's been sick all week.
Yeah, he has.
And in case you don't know, it's Michael. Michael's gone today. Texted us this morning.
Of course.
Which, I mean, kind of cutting it close, but, I'm not cutting it close, but kind of late.
I know.
I don't know about you guys. It threw my whole day off. I was just like,
The production
I don't
manager
even
here
know.
was like, what are we going to do?
I wasn't, scrambling. I was just like, okay. I like how you worded it, too.
Yeah.
You know, he's like,
production man?
no, Michael. He's
Oh.
like, sorry, friends. I'm out. Not well today. It's like, you could just say, sick. Not going to be able to come.
Going to have to use a sick day, guys.
Sick day.
Andrew, give it to me straight. Was Alex in tears?
I don't know. He was gone already.
Oh.
Yeah, I was at work already when he texted me. I was like, I
Yeah,
saw
so
it and I was
you
just
had
like,
to be strong. You
Yeah.
can't cry in front of the...
His fellow employees.
Well, I think I was
colleagues.
playing with him on Tuesday night on Xbox Live.
Yeah, I was too.
And
Sounded
me and
pretty
Andrew,
bad.
Zach too.
Yeah.
And we were all playing, and I could tell his voice was shitted, like fucked up.
Yep.
But and he was like posting on like Snapchat and stuff like sick. Ugh. I'm like, oh, really, Michael? You don't get sick. I mean, you do, but like not for that long. And I was just like, oh, well, we'll see if he makes it to Saturday, because he was saying like, hopefully I can make it till Saturday. Today's Saturday. He's not here. Oh well.
We should just have him come anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Cough on Andrew. See if can break the healthy streak that he's had.
I don't know. I got a flu shot. So
Yeah,
I have
it's-
some armor on me right now.
That's true. When's the last time you got like sick, like flu or head cold or something like that?
I did over summer for like 2 days.
What happened?
Oh, wait. No, I wasn't sick. It was just like bad allergies.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. I wasn't actually sick.
So what? Okay, well,
He's a
sick
trooper.
then, like actually sick.
Plus 2+ years.
When was the last time you threw up?
Way longer than that.
Dang. So you just.
I tried to make myself throw up one time because I was feeling nauseous. But I think it was just I had so much air in there.
recently.
No, it was last summer.
Really?
Yeah, and I was in the bathroom trying to throw up. Couldn't do it.
Ooh, shit.
I'm surprised you remember any of this.
Oh, it was traumatic. I was in the bathroom trying. Like, oh, come on, just throw up.
Have you guys ever like swallowed? Okay, it's not the great word. Like, really like inhaled a lot of air that it made your stomach sick by doing something?
Yeah, but
I
it's like not in one gulp
Mm-hmm.
of air. It's
One
like,
time I was in the movie theater and I was drinking my soda. I guess I drink it fast, and I guess I got a lot of air from the straw and went down my stomach. I felt sick.
Yeah.
For like a minute, oh man, that did not feel good. Like, oh god, I've never had that happen to me before.
that happens to me a lot.
Really?
Yeah, like 4 times a year.
You're kidding me.
No.
You're just like you're drinking so fast, like oh shit.
Yeah, or like inhaling like a little bit before I actually eat, so air is getting in.
Oh.
That's usually where it happens.
Really?
Yeah. Or when you like your case sipping from a straw, you start breathing in before you actually touch the straw.
Mm-hmm.
That. But usually what I do is I just drink soda, so it makes me burp or stuff like that.
Okay.
Gets the air out.
I know. I was trying to drink more soda at the movies, and it wasn't helping. I didn't want to eat anything. I was just like I kind of sat there and like closed my eyes for a bit because the pain was bad, but it kind of just went away. Like thank God.
And then he died.
Oh, I'm still here.
And it came back immediately.
Oh no, I'm still here. So how have you guys been?
I've been good.
That's good.
It's a good week.
It's a good week.
I love the weather.
I know,
So
right? It's
fantastic.
about time, and I think I saw like next week 3 straight
It's like
days.
in
It's
the
like
50s.
and rain
and
too.
raining.
I know. I was like, shit. Because I was talking to somebody, one of our friends, not any of you guys, but he was saying like, yeah, I heard that it's not supposed to rain till February. Remember that, Andrew?
Oh, I remember this. You know who this is, Zach, but I don't think you were
I
there
have
to
a
hear it.
feeling. Yeah.
Yeah.
AB.
What?
Never mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank God rain, and it's like, I feel like it's coming later and later in the years now, like, because
It just comes all at once, which isn't fun.
I know, but it comes so late too. It's like we have to wait till like November, like now, 20.
I mean, it's straight up going to be
23rd.
Thanksgiving.
I know, and it's
So-
finally getting cooler, which is not good because past few years, when it all comes in at once, and we live in California, and we just can't handle that sometimes, especially places like Fresno.
Well,
They get
I do.
dumped
I
on
don't
there.
know about everyone else.
No, I know you, but like places in general,
well, I
we
don't care
just
about
can't do it
those other people.
because every time like this happens, it's like, oh, there's gonna be mudslides or like traffic on like flooding. It's like, really? Shit.
Oh, that's where you just don't leave your house.
I know, but I'm saying for people who actually have to work and leave their house, it's bad. Or go to school,
Yeah.
it's bad.
Yeah.
Don't you understand that?
No, not really. I do, but it's like, why worry? There's no point in worrying for other people when it's not my problem.
I mean, where you go to school on campus, you know that place is terrible with rain.
Yeah.
It's
It is-
awful.
It sucks because it's
I mean,
not.
it's submerged.
Yeah.
Comes Atlantis.
It does. It's really. I don't know. There's really not much they can do because like the sidewalks, the grass is leveled with it, so it's not even like there's an area where it dips, so this is where the water's gonna go. There's not even that. It's like
No
basically
irrigation.
everywhere. Yeah, everywhere it's just gonna flood.
It's really bad.
And the campus is big, and majority of it is outside. Like, it's very rare that you're actually gonna be able to like stay indoors for a good part of the day.
Yeah.
So like
And there's
eventually,
no trees
yeah,
anywhere.
nope.
So it's just, all right, I have to walk like half a mile across campus. Just no trees, no cover at all, just getting soaked.
Yeah, that was even with the bad air. Like, I know we're not really exercising when we're on campus, like we're just walking. But I think since it's big and it's all outside, then it's like, all right. I think that's why like some of the students like worry and like I know they always complain like, oh, why doesn't they close campus? Like, it's terrible there. And honestly, there was like a day where it was really bad. I was like, oh God. But I feel like the school doesn't think that because we just walk. But I feel like some of the other students' like concerns are justifiable because we're outside for a very long time, and it's a long campus, so you actually have to walk far.
Yeah, it's super far. Again, no irrigation, and then like even driving, like in Fresno. Fresno was not meant to have a lot of rain. I mean, you can tell. There are just sections of Fresno you can't even drive because I mean it's just flooded.
Yep.
And it's like impossible. And we live in California too. People who live in California just don't know how to drive when it rains. They just don't.
No.
They slow down.
Or fog.
Or fog too. And it hasn't been foggy lately though, has it?
Nope.
No, but I mean, that usually comes with rain because you need the moisture.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, you're right. But like, again, they just can't drive, and people like come here to California from other states, and they're like, yeah, you guys can't like handle rain at all. It's like, yeah, we really can't
It
handle.
doesn't
rain.
happen enough for anyone to actually worry
I know.
or do anything. Like, if we were to actually like do anything, it's kind of a waste because it only happens like once or twice a year.
Mm-hmm.
So
We
there's no
hardly get
point.
any practice.
Yeah.
Are we still having wildfires?
Yeah.
We are. How?
What do you mean how?
It's not even hot though.
Well, no,
How is this
the most
happening?
recent one I think was it was windy, and then one of the power lines got like I don't know
It
if
blows
it was
off.
disconnected
Yeah, it
or
disconnects
something.
from the wind.
And so it just lands on the ground. There's like dry leaves or plants or something like that, and it just bursts into flames.
I wish we had video evidence of that.
It's not like someone's out there with a lighter.
Honestly, sometimes I feel like it is though.
Well,
Because
sometimes.
it's
I mean,
like-
some of them are.
Yeah,
I
some of
think.
them are.
I think so too. It's
Well,
like
I mean, not necessarily like somebody deliberately trying to start one, but maybe somebody like smoking and then they just throw their cigarette.
But it's like, how dumb do you have to be? It's like, dude, get away from that. Like, you're just gonna start a fucking disaster. Like, I can understand what it was like a few weeks ago when like people were saying like there's gonna be like super high winds coming off the west coast, and they're gonna blow down power lines. It's like PG&E's like, yeah, we gotta shut off power. Did they actually shut off power?
Yeah. When it was first announced, like I think a month ago, maybe two, the very next day someone died. Or it was reported that someone died, but in the reporting, someone died like 15 minutes after they turned off the power. But they were an old person with an oxygen tank. So that's like, all right, obviously, yeah, he needs a lot of attention if the power's going to go out.
And did they still have wildfires after that?
Yeah.
So what's the point then?
It's to help stop that.
But it
And,
didn't
I mean,
though.
It's a way
Helped.
for them not to be liable.
Yeah.
Because the really big one that happened was like 2 years ago or something. It was PG&E's fault, and they're basically bankrupt
Yeah.
because of that. Because they're held liable for all the damage of basically destroying an entire town, and then like the thousands of acres of forest land, so they essentially went bankrupt off of it. So now they're doing stuff like that to make sure that they're not really liable, or that it looks like they took it, enough steps to prevent stuff like that from happening again.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable how this happens. I mean,
Shit happens.
Yeah, but it's just like, come on, we gotta learn from our mistakes, right?
I don't know. I shrugged my shoulders for everyone who's listening.
You don't know how to learn from your mistakes, huh?
No, I do, but shit happens.
You don't learn that in Fortnite.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
Shit happens.
I've seen you. You have like probably the most losses in Fortnite.
But that's a video game. Out there, people are dying and there's fires.
Honestly, let me ask you this: how much better have you gotten at Fortnite since it came out?
Oh, well, that's kind of hard to say because
5.
when if I were to sit down and play like daily, I would get actually pretty good. But when I stop playing, it's such a hard game to get back into and adjust to, since it's always changing too. And it's bad. Like I dropped so far in skill. So if I were to actually keep up with it, which I don't do regularly at all, like if I do, it's like 3 days, 2 hours a day, and that's it. And then it cut off. So I'm only that good for only a short period of time. And then when I do play again, like those breaks are like multiple days, like 3 to 5, maybe a week. And then it's like, well, there goes the skill. It's all gone.
So what have you been playing lately?
Fortnite,
Apex.
Apex, yeah. I barely play, dude. It's cool.
That's true, but I was just wondering because when I go to bed, you're up late playing, but I don't know what you're playing. So.
I only play for like 2 hours.
That's it.
Yep, like 2 hours,
But
2 days
that's
a week.
starting at like midnight.
Yep.
Because usually like right when I'm going to bed, I get the notification, ooh, Andrew's online. Like, oh my God, man.
And so I think this week
At
you
midnight.
didn't go to sleep at all. Like one
No,
night, right?
well,
you
there was a day where I didn't go to sleep. Yeah, I was doing project.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but
I
why?
thought you were playing a game. I
No,
was
no,
like,
no,
"Good God."
no.
when did
no.
you start the project though?
11.
Why would you do that?
I don't know.
What was the project?
It was just it was just an essay / presentation on a Fortune 500 company.
Okay.
It's pretty easy,
Easy.
It was time consuming, but like doing the actual work and putting it all together and writing the actual essay, that was easy as fuck.
Really?
Yep.
So, and you turned it in on what day?
The date it was due.
Which is
I don't know. Oh,
Does that
Wednesday.
matter?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Okay.
Yeah, why
How
does that
long
matter?
I just want. I want to know how long did you have to do this?
Oh, like a month.
And you started that night.
Yeah.
Dang, man,
I don't care.
you are the worst. Don't you feel like this is just draining your body?
Oh yeah.
And you're
yesterday was bad.
Yeah, yesterday
I took
was bad.
two 2-hour naps. Or no. One 2 hour and then another one was an hour. I was dead.
You got back home yesterday. You came home early, which was nice, right?
Yeah, and I passed out.
And then he passed the F out. I was like, dude, what did you do? And then you were talking to her sister, and she was like, you didn't sleep. And I was just like, what? You the fuck?
Why are you so surprised?
I don't know how you could let this get this bad.
Well, it's not that bad.
I think so.
That is pretty bad. That's about as bad as it can get without you just straight up missing the deadline and
That
then
was
turning in
bad.
late.
That was bad.
I think the latest I ever stayed up doing an assignment back in college was 3 a.m. maybe. But I would just not let that happen though.
Yeah, I don't care.
Jesus.
I mean, I've only ever done that once, and that was in high school. Because I
I've
had
done
a
that multiple times in
10-page
college.
paper due on nuclear power. So, and like, it was really bullshit.
Yeah.
But like, I had to pad it out so much to the point where like, basically until I had to leave for school, I was working. Wow. And like, right as I was about to leave, I printed it out and then I went.
Nice.
But you learned your lesson.
It's not
You
really
have
a
never done it
lesson.
that bad lately.
I don't think I've really even had a project that is like that much work. But yeah, I usually don't wait until the very last minute anymore.
But you,
I think it's because I luck out so many times. Like it's just unstoppable luck. And then
Andrew can't learn because he gets away with it.
yeah, that is true. I just keep getting away with it.
you do.
Yeah,
And
like
it's
the time
Criminal.
yeah. Like every time, like what was it? The last humanities test I had, I studied for 20 minutes. I got an 8. I got an 80 on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah, so it's like
That's fine. I
fuck
mean,
this shit.
yeah. I mean, you could have gotten like
Oh, not
60 something, but
yeah.
you got
Well, I
like
probably should have failed.
You should have failed. I mean, honestly.
And then what was it? The assignment I missed. The final assignment
Yeah,
that
it was straight up the final.
I missed
class.
the deadline, and there was even talks in the class like, "Oh, if you miss it, it's over." I write it up that night, all night. Ask her if I can turn it in. She says yes. Turn it in. 96.
2 days late.
2 days late, and you're
The
like,
final.
fuck you, dude.
So I think that's why I don't stop because
You're lucky.
I'm still getting A's on them. I was like, doesn't matter. Who cares?
Well, my first semester at Fresno State, Alex was telling me about this professor. He was apparently notorious for being incredibly hard. And even the very first day of the class, he's like, I only have ever really given out like 2 or 3 A's in like the entirety of like him teaching. And like he was he'd probably been teaching like 20, 30 years. And it was a really weird class. It was basically a reporting class. And it was an elective for me. And I had the final for that class. And like I was paying attention a lot, so I was really confident. And I had like an hour break before that class. And I didn't study at all until that hour break. I ended up getting the highest score anybody's ever gotten on their final, on one of his finals.
Jesus.
And I got an A. So I got like a letter of recommendation for a grad program and stuff.
Dang.
It's like, heck yeah, like barely even worked on this.
Jesus. I mean, that just shows like some college students just don't even try.
They're better
And
than
then
others.
all you have to do is,
Naturally
like-
better.
All you have to
That's
do
a
is
terrible way to look at it.
I wouldn't say that. It's just maybe sometimes like you just
Get lucky.
have to try a little bit and you'll succeed. Try more than the others because sometimes they don't. But what were you saying about that?
That sometimes people are just better.
I guess.
Like they're better at understanding the material depending on what it is. Like I can understand like certain material, certain classes way more than like English. Like I have a good, like if I were to go back and do physics, I can probably get a good grip on that. I'm pretty good at economics, marketing, the actual like learning part of it. That shit's so fucking easy. But other than like English, fuck that.
Where would you, so English was like your
Honestly, English, I wasn't that great at
Yeah.
either.
English, chemistry, calculus, fuck that shit.
Okay, calculus, that's just a whole
Well, that one's
different
just hard
thing.
in itself.
And
but-
it's an entirely different way to do math.
yep.
Like the very first day, they usually have to dedicate, and sometimes even a week, just like to get you into the terminology of calculus just before you can even start learning. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
you need to know what this word means, what this word means, what this symbol means. And yeah, it's awful. I hated
just
that class.
like I want to ask you guys, well, like English class, like remember what that was like as a kid?
Nope.
And then when it kind of became in college and like senior year of high school, like all you did was like read and write about it, right?
Yeah.
Like, but what would you write about? You wouldn't like write like
The book.
what you thought about it. You would write some other stuff, right? Like a thesis
Like
or
book
some stuff like
reports.
that?
I mean, when you'd have those kinds of papers, like if you're talking about like high school, it would usually be
Yeah.
like, you wouldn't write it about a book. You'd just like, they'd either give you a topic or you'd come up with one like about a certain theme so that you can argue about it. So it was like argumentative essays. There's a few other kinds. I actually don't even remember what they are anymore.
Yeah, like
There's like 4 or 5 different kinds of essays that they classed into like argumentative. I don't even know the other ones.
but like I'm trying to like pin down like what English really is teaching you besides
Critical thinking.
I mean,
They
like
should
as
name
a
it that
kid,
then.
it's like proper grammar and
Yeah.
everything, and like sentence structure, and then like as you're getting older, it's trying to get you into the mindset of like how to analyze certain things. So like it would even help you like say in like math problems, like if they ever give you like a word problem where it's like you have to look at this paragraph and figure out like what it's asking you, or like what is important information in here.
Yeah.
And like English kind of help you learn that. But then like once you got into college, at least for me, it was a lot of like kind of the same thing, but like higher degree of analyzing. So you have to read into the mindset of whoever was writing that essay, the book, or whatever it is that you're analyzing and stuff like that, and connecting ideas and then forming your own in a coherent manner. Like in case like you ever wanted to become an English major or write something.
I feel like you're right about that, and they should probably change it to critical thinking, because so I went to JC, so
As did we all.
Yeah, all three of us did.
You guys did too, but I feel like a lot of the English classes, until you hit that critical thinking, are basically all the same. Like they don't really change anything up. Like it doesn't really get harder. It just stays the same. You just keep doing it. I guess that's just a way to get better at it. And like when you hit critical thinking, it's like a whole like different thing. But I never took that class though. There was a critical thinking.
Oh, I think I took that one in college.
What'd you think of it?
I liked it actually.
Yeah.
It was a pretty fun class, and like it didn't really feel like a lot of the high school English classes or like lower division English classes that you take at like a JC or just in college in general. It feels like a lot of it is busy work, but in that class it felt like a lot of it was like it was really to the point. We weren't doing any unnecessary things just to be like, hey, I need you to do an assignment for this week, so just fill out this worksheet, whatever like that. But like it honestly felt like it was all pretty useful stuff.
I mean, that's good. I mean, but like, I don't know anybody who wants to be like an English major
none
or
of
teacher.
us here.
None of us here, but like, I don't think I've ever like really stumbled upon anybody who actually wants to do that.
Half of my family are English teachers.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, interesting. They enjoy it though.
I think so.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, it's not for me. I'm not really great at teaching anything. So.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So last week, a new game came out. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. And I've been playing it quite a bit, if you guys haven't been able to tell, on Xbox. And I got to say,
the audience can't.
The audience can't, but you guys can, I believe.
Yep.
If you keep up on me. I love this game. I really love this game. And
what is this game?
Well,
give us a little like a.
So Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, the best way I can explain it is it's a full-on action-adventure, melee combat-driven game. Meaning that it's full-on adventure, it's a full cinematic narrative, and there's not a whole ton of making your own choices. You play the story that Respawn, the developers, created. And you play it in the way that they made to, which is through melee combat. And I gotta say, after playing like maybe about 20 hours, I think I'm almost done.
That's a lot in a week.
Yeah. Well, I
Like
started last week. Well, when I do play, I play for a while.
Okay.
And then, but I'm about 20 hours in. I think I'm almost done. And I gotta say, man, whatever you probably went going on based off like promotion and marketing is completely different than what it actually is. Because I remember talking to you guys. I think you guys were kind of bummed out by it.
100%. I was by far the most negative person here.
You were.
I thought the gameplay looked awful. Graphically, it looked pretty not great. Like it looked basic. Like it wasn't like a AAA game or like high budget game. And like I've seen some more like a technical deep dive on the game, like all the systems behind it, and then like just some other playthrough stuff. And I was like, what? Who was in charge of the marketing for this game? Because this game, like, it actually looks pretty good. They just showed off one of the worst sections. They played it in the most boring fashion.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoever did this, they need to be fired or demoted or something just because they did a terrible job.
See, and I'll say some more about this is that it at times it seems very linear. Like I said, you're playing the story that they created.
Yeah.
The way that it's intended. Sometimes it does feel linear, and then it switches because after you do like something, it lets you roam around free, and in a way to find different paths, shortcuts through the areas and everything. It's really, really fun. You kind of have to think about how you go, and people are comparing it to Dark Souls. I believe it is pretty much like Dark Souls in the way of like the NPCs, how they are. Because there's this thing where you meditate. It's like a bonfire. You can heal yourself. You can access your skill tree and all that stuff. And then once you do that, all the enemies come back. And I think that's really cool is because you can't just walk through an area. You can run through it, sure. But if you want that XP, you got to fight off the enemies, which is pretty cool. And they do it in a cool way because in the story, obviously he's been hiding from the Empire because he escaped the Jedi Purge.
Jedi outcast.
Yeah, he's a Jedi outcast. He escaped, so he has to kind of, become a Jedi again. And they do that so great through the narrative and through following source material, which I was surprised at. I mean, there's a lot of Clone Wars Easter eggs, a lot of just prequel Easter eggs and stuff like that Respawn really listened to Lucasfilm and say, hey, you know what? Let's make a game where you have to earn everything, right? And you're earning it the way a Jedi would earn it. So it's like super cool how to see that happen because the skill tree is pretty big. And not every perk on it is worth 1 XP point. Some are worth 2, some are worth 3. That's where the grinding comes in, the experience, I have to put more time into this. Going back to fight bosses because like in the first planet, I'm sure you guys have heard of it, but there's a boss on that planet who is like way harder than you can handle. I had to go back and beat him again just because I wasn't strong enough. But it's rewarding. The game is very rewarding, and it's very good with the combat. Now, I was kind of scared about the combat at first because I remember, Zach, what you were saying, that the stormtroopers who are shooting the guns, it seemed like too easy, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is that they have, once you progress more, there's different stormtrooper variants that will come at you with melee weapons or will just stand by and shoot you. But if you're playing it on a higher difficulty, it's a lot harder. You actually have to take account of the people that are shooting at you because, again, the more you go on, it gets harder. So they take more damage from you.
You mean do more damage?
Do more damage, yeah. They do more damage to you. So I think if you are a fan of Dark Souls and you like Star Wars and you like if it intrigues you on playing as a Jedi, because I'll say this is probably the best like Jedi game that we've ever had. And I'm talking Force Unleashed too. Because in Force Unleashed you can just run through everybody like butter and it's kind of mindless.
Yeah.
The story's cool, but it's kind of mindless. This one you actually have to
like you're not crazy overpowered like you are in Force Unleashed.
And I was kind of worried about that. I was worried like because in the demo it looked like he had all his powers, right? But no, he doesn't. There's so much more that you can unlock, so much more you can learn. And again, it's done by a great narrative that really like puts you in this world and makes you play as this Jedi who is trying to become a Jedi again after what happened. Andrew, you've played a little bit.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
Nope.
Well, what do you think so far?
It's good. That's it.
All right.
The demo was pretty bad. Like I noticed. I don't know if it changes like the enemies and how many and who are actually at these like specific spots through difficulty, but you can. I think if you were to play it, you can tell like that demo was crazy altered. Like now that I've played it and I've even seen Alex like play it and how the game works with.
I'm sure you see me die a lot too.
Yeah, but whatever. I'm expecting that to happen. But anyways, with all his abilities and stuff, it's like that demo was crazy altered. Like there's a lot of stuff that's just taken out of the game in the demo because like when you play it's like where's this like why is this not there? And you can tell too like there was a lot of like enemies, like little enemy spots where it's just stormtroopers, but they don't have the melee weapons like Alex said. They just have blasters, so the like, person playing the demo just blocks and that's it. So it's like what the fuck? It's not like this at all in the game. There's definitely more people and they have the melee weapons, so it's more challenging. But in the demo it's just those guys shooting. It's like okay, this is crazy altered.
I think they got into a trap of like they didn't want to spoil anything.
Yeah.
So they ended up just trying to show as little as possible, and they kind of screwed themselves over because they made it look like their game did not have much.
Oh, I'll tell you this: some of the moments where like it also like adds on to the gameplay, like and adds a different mechanic, is a spoiler in the game. So I understand why they would do that, but I'm kind of glad that they held off on that because there's some things that kind of show a little bit of the story, and I can understand like Respawn wanted to hide the story as much as they could.
Mm-hmm.
But still, like, I mean, how many times have we seen that same gameplay throughout the whole camp, like, marketing thing? They really didn't show much at all, other than that. It was so bare bones, too. I mean, I I think that EA just didn't want this game to succeed.
Damn.
I really don't think so.
I mean,
it's...
Normally, I would just say that's kind of bullshit.
Mhm.
But there might be like just the slightest bit of like truth to that, just because Respawn, the people who made this game, out of all of EA's developers, they have by far the most freedom because they're not pigeonholed to use like EA's like signature game engine Frostbite,
Yeah.
which every other one of their companies is forced to use, even to their own detriment. Like most of their games are just in complete turmoil during their development because the game engine was not designed for that kind of game. Like it was designed for a first-person shooter to look really good, have nice destruction and really great audio, but everything being relatively confined and small because it is just a first-person shooter. But they're forcing Madden, so like a football game, FIFA, and any other RPGs like Mass Effect or Dragon Age to use stuff like that. But Respawn was allowed to use is it Unreal? I think it's Unreal
It's
Engine
Unreal,
for
yeah,
this.
It's Unreal.
So just a third-party engine. So like that strike one, they're like, hey, you're using somebody else's engine? Well, maybe if you fail, they'll prove that you should use ours because we're the best. They weren't forced to make microtransactions part of the game.
Yes, it's so good to see that.
Like, I mean, EA is notorious for being like, hey, you want this like cool like football player? $20 and he's yours.
It's like the first game when you boot up and you have like the main menu. All it says is new game, continue story, load story options. There's no store,
It's a
nothing.
classic old school thing.
It's pretty.
You buy the
fantastic.
game and you have the whole game.
You have the game.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of frame rate problems in some areas where it takes a little bit longer to load.
Yeah.
But that's not bad at all. I mean, it goes by pretty quick. But out of like the 3 EA Star Wars games that they've developed since,
So Battlefront 1,
Battlefront 1,
2.
Battlefront 2. This is probably the best one because, again, Battlefront 1 had nothing, and it was pretty slow. It still had like the premium pass, but it didn't really add too much. There was also no campaign. Battlefront 2 had to like dig itself back from the grave, which it's a fun game now, but
It also launched with not that much.
nothing. And it was heavily like designed on microtransactions.
Yeah, so
Like the gameplay and everything is just like, it's kind of like disgusting, but like they've learned their lesson with this game. I mean, it's fantastic. I suggest if you are interested or if you like Star Wars, you should definitely play this game because I believe it is fun enough. It has a lot of heart, adventure. The narrative is good. And if you like the Star Wars IP, then mythology and the stuff behind it, it really honors the IP that in a good way. So I think you should check it out.
keeping in that same vein of Star Wars, I just one more time I want to point out people who watch The Mandalorian and post spoilers immediately on social media, they're my least favorite people on the planet. I mean, it's not even just Star Wars. Like anything, like if something that just came out that day, like hours ago, and you immediately assume, oh, okay, I've watched this. Everybody else must have watched it. I'm gonna post like some of the biggest spoilers from this episode or movie or whatever on social media. It's like, screw you! Like you were the
It's okay.
you were the worst person. Like I got so mad because I watched the 3rd episode of The Mandalorian today.
What'd you think?
Half of it was spoiled.
Really?
Yesterday.
Wow. God damn.
I was so angry.
What have you guys thought of The Mandalorian as a series so far? Because I was pretty excited when it was announced, and when it got closer and I saw more trailers and stuff about it, I was getting excited because it's like, this is nothing like the Star Wars they're putting out in the movies right now. This is like completely different. Yeah. So I want to know what you guys think of this show, The Mandalorian. Andrew.
It's very good.
You
I
like it?
highly recommend it. Yeah. It's unfortunate. No, it's fortunately better than the movies that they put out sometimes. That's good.
The new ones. I
Unfortunately
think it's
for the actual movies.
Yeah, unfortunately for the for Star Wars. The show's better than some of the movies, which is always great for me.
Mm-hmm.
Good Star Wars is. I'm always pleased.
Yeah, I was thinking like the latest movies, which I do like. I feel like they're kind of like trying to be like Star Wars. You know what I mean? Whereas the Mandalorian, it just is Star Wars.
Yeah.
It just is, and it's like, dang, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni just have a grasp on this whole universe and like what they want to tell. They're keeping it confined, and it's just like they're just putting a story in the Star Wars universe.
Yep.
That was back in the day. What do you think, Zach?
I mean, I really like it so far. Like the story isn't like it's not that like fantastic, but like it's not trying to be. Like it's just trying to be like a simple story.
Yeah.
And like it's good because of that, because it's not trying to be like too complicated. Like I think the episode 8, the last Star Wars movie, like it just got overly complicated and diluted, and it wasn't very good, really, in my opinion. I didn't really like it, and I just like that this is really focused. It's not really wasting too much time. It's just kind of moving the plot along and doing it with really great acting so far from Pedro Pascal, the main guy, and then everybody else. I like the German actor who's there.
Oh,
I don't want to like say exactly.
Werner Herzog. Yeah, he's very good.
I don't want to like say like what he is, but like I thought he's pretty good.
He is very good in the show.
There's a few other characters in there that are fantastic. Like some of my favorite Star Wars characters so far. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I like it, and like even visually, like it for a TV show.
It looks like a movie.
Yeah,
It looks very
pretty good.
And like I feel like this third episode really set the tone for the show. Like in that, like it's all been kind of warming up, and like this third episode is like, all right, this is what this show is about. What you can expect. I mean, I have no idea where the show's going, which is great.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to know. I want them to tell me how it goes.
And it's my very unpopular opinion. I love how it's a weekly show.
No, I love that too. I like that.
So you can't just binge watch it.
Yeah. I'm kind of done with that. I like
binge watching.
Yeah, I like it being weekly because I feel like it builds up the hype so much more for whatever show you're watching.
Also, Zach, that goes to your point. People who, if it is been watched in one whole day season, they
You
can just
just
spoil
have-
the whole thing.
They could literally the very last scene of the final episode. They could spoil that.
The last frame, there
Well,
it is. It's
screw
like,
you.
what the fuck? Exactly. It's like,
That actually happened to me because I watch it's this show called The Man in the High Castle on Amazon Prime, and I've been kind of slacking off getting on that because the final season aired, I think, a couple weeks ago. I think it was like the 14th or something. I can't really remember, and I was seeing some spoilers, so I went off social media because of that for a while. And I just started going through it, and like I felt like I was forced to just keep going and keep going. Like I love the show, so like I didn't mind that much, but I was also kind of like just in the back of my head, I was like, if I stop, I'm gonna see a spoiler, and it's gonna ruin the rest of the show.
yep.
But like I'm only halfway through out of 10 episodes for this final season, so
Yeah.
I've kind of given up. I've lost all hope.
Damn.
That it's just gonna stay
You can't escape.
unspoiled. Yeah.
I just want to say one more thing about the Mandalorian. This show seems like it was crafted by like people who actually love Star Wars, like Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau. And this past episode really focuses on more Mandalorian stuff, which if you watch Clone Wars, you know, and
Show.
it harkens back to the Clone Wars show and the arc of the Mandalorians. It's like, yo, these guys just know what they want to do, and they're driven by the world, not just by the money. Because it's not like the show isn't like explosions everywhere. It's more, like I said,
character-driven.
It's character driven. They just understand it better. And I think if they're in charge, then I'm back. I think people would just be fully back on board if those guys are in charge, because they just know what they're talking about.
There is one thing I feel like I need to point out. Like, I don't know if you guys will agree with me or not, but I really feel like a lot of like their fighting scenes are extremely similar to the way Marvel does it. And like I'm sure that's partly because it is Jon Favreau and everything. And like I'm sure Disney brought in a lot of that like that team just because they're so successful. And so like a lot of the fight scenes, it seems like it plays out like you could take out the Mandalorian character, put in like Captain America, and it wouldn't look out of place. Like the way they're fighting, I'm like,
Oh yeah, really?
yeah.
I
I
haven't
mean,
noticed
except
that.
for like when he goes, like obviously with guns and stuff. Like
Yeah,
that would be like a different, like probably like Black Widow or something. But
Yeah.
like it looks a lot like that. And like I noticed that the very first episode, and like I can't get that out of my mind anytime I'm watching it. I'm like, I feel like I could just put in some Marvel hero and like it would just fit.
She's
Like
probably
the
just
movements and everything.
shot like the same way then.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Which, yeah, I mean, is Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, he's got a good story going. He's got a good story.
I mean,
which is
yeah,
good.
like it's not really a big criticism. It's just
Yeah.
like something like I just noticed. I'm like, oh wow, like now I just can't get this out of my head.
I'm liking it a lot though.
But
I do like it.
there was something announced this week. Something very very interesting.
What happened?
It's a Tesla truck.
I saw
I
that.
forgot about that.
Isn't it
the
disgusting?
Future.
No.
I
think it's
would
gross.
get one. I would get one.
Yeah. If it,
Why?
Yeah, fuck the other trucks.
Okay,
All of them.
why?
Well, first of all, I don't like trucks, so the fact that I would buy that one out of all of them, that says something. And usually, I don't keep track of Tesla, so I don't know if like
I think you do though.
No, not by that. I mean by I don't like pay attention and record the things that he says, Elon himself, and then check up on it when the product actually comes out. So I don't know how different that is.
Like
But-
if it's gonna change.
Like if it's
between now
changing-
and then when it actually
Yeah, like if
releases.
it's way worse. But if the stats for the truck stay the same, it's kind of the better truck to buy. Like
do you
just logically, like why would you buy, like when it comes out? If it was to come out today, and it has all the features and stuff that he says, like when he presented it, why would you buy any other truck?
Do you have the stats, or do you know the stats like compared to other trucks?
No, I don't.
I just saw the picture and I was just
mean,
like,
I know it like tows like way
it,
more.
it tows more than an F-150, which I think is the best-selling truck in America.
Yeah, I think that the
And-
most popular truck
Yeah,
is that
and,
one.
it comes in
US.
3 variants. So one is the cheapest, which is I think it's the $40,000. That's the starting one. It has a single engine. It goes 250 miles on a single charge, and then there's a dual engine, and that goes a bit farther. And then the triple engine, which is the highest one, that's around 70,000, and that goes 500 miles plus on a single charge. Which, like, for an electric car, that is fantastic.
that is great.
That is amazing. And like, I mean, just for that alone, like if you're going to get like an electric car, like a Tesla, and you do have that kind of money, like
You should do it.
yes. I mean, I think that's better than all their other cars.
Yeah.
Like if you were to be in this crazy scenario where you have all the money in the world, or you have enough to buy whatever,
Yeah.
and you're able to choose out of now, you're not picking preference of what you want. It's not like what's the best one, and you have all the money to do it. It's kind of not even a question to buy the Tesla one.
And it's called Cybertruck, right?
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
And it's going to be in Cyberpunk.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Nuh-uh.
He teased it on Twitter, Elon Musk.
Oh, I think he did. Yeah.
That
I saw
it might be in that game Cyberpunk 2077.
Wow.
Which, I
interesting.
mean, like, it's not really important, but like, it's kind of cool.
It's fun.
You know who's gonna buy this though? Families are gonna buy this though, because
I
this
mean-
is like I know with like a truck, you know, you think of like towing stuff, right? But like, I feel like this is like the Tesla SUV almost in a way, because it doesn't have like a bed like a truck, you know?
Doesn't it?
It has a bed, but it's not a traditional looking bed.
Okay.
Okay,
How-
you have
how
to
does
like
it
open
look?
it, right, or something.
Like it has the I don't know what you call it, the roof.
Mhm.
It has that.
Like the back thing.
Yeah, like it retracts, and it has the bed, the little flap, the door.
Okay. Well,
And-
I mean, like,
It just doesn't look like that because in all the pictures, all of it's closed.
but like, my dad has an Avalanche, a Chevy Avalanche, and it has a much less sophisticated way of doing that, where you there's like a cover, like a hard covering that you can put over the bed, so it basically just acts as a very large trunk, and then you could take it out, and then it's just a normal bed. So like, I mean, that's not necessarily something that's new. That like the back can open up, and then it's a traditional bed and stuff. But like, I mean, I've used a truck many times. I find it very useful a lot of the time. So, I mean, I wouldn't mind getting one.
Yeah, if I were to get a truck, I'd get that one.
I mean, I don't tow much, but like, I mean, the bed comes in handy for carrying around large items, which I mean, I tend to do very often.
Yeah. I feel like you guys kind of sold me on it, and it does kind of like. I feel like the design just grows on you. Like at first you're like, "What the hell is this?"
It looks weird.
It does look weird,
Yeah.
but then like you look at it more, and you're like, you know what? That's pretty cool. It's like, how many people does it seat? Do you know?
6.
Okay, so 3 front, 3 back.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a whole family right there.
I mean, that's par for the course for trucks. I mean,
yeah,
I think almost every truck, part of the selling point is like, hey, you can fit
and
6
that's
people.
like the big truck. Like I think that might be like the top of the line truck that could seat like 6, because 3 in the front, 3 in the back, same thing.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. And you guys said you would get it though.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have that much money, but like I would
And that's
get
just
it.
the basic one,
Yeah.
right? And there's like multiple or different variants.
What
or
do you
no?
mean? Which
I don't know.
It's just like the
I mean,
different engines, I think.
Yeah. So it's not the only way it changes, but that's the biggest way it changes. So I think that determines how much you can pull, how far it goes, and the torque.
Gotcha.
Which, I mean, like, if you're actually like a real like power user, like you tow like RV every week, like, you know, that might be important to you. But like just some random person, like they could probably be fine with a single engine one.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just have to be conscious of the 250-mile range or whatever it is. Which, I mean, like, that's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. Like, for a truck too, it's like, dang, how much does like a Tesla like?
It depends on what you mean, a car?
Yeah.
I don't know. It depends on which one you
Like
get.
how far or how much?
Like distance, how far can it travel? Like
The
the Roadster.
It's not out yet.
I mean, well,
It's not out yet.
No.
Which one's
Roadster
out?
2?
I don't know which one's out.
Well, I mean, they have a few. They have the Model X. They have the Model 3. I think they have the Model Y.
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember. And then they have the first Roadster. And, I mean, I think their best one, the range is maybe 300? Maybe a bit more.
It's not bad. It's still not bad.
But
On
that
one charge.
Usually it's like an upgrade package. Like, you know, when you're buying a car, like, oh, do you want the deluxe package? Do you want like the improved stereo system? It's something like that they're just like, hey, do you want the extended range or whatever?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Would you guys get the extended range, or would you guys stick with basic?
It depends on how much it is, how big the difference is.
Money doesn't matter.
Oh, always
I mean,
go all the
yeah,
way.
if money doesn't matter, of course you're gonna obviously go for the top of the line one.
Mm-hmm. So, when do they come out?
2021, I want to say, is for the single engine and dual engine. The triple engine comes out in 2022.
You can pre-order now on their website.
Yeah, apparently, like
A lot of people
they're
did.
taking pre-orders for only $100. Down.
No way.
Yeah.
Down payment?
Yeah.
That's it?
For a down payment, $100.
How much does it cost?
Well, I mean, the base one for the single engine is $40,000. Which,
bad.
like, I mean,
It's not that
trucks
bad.
are generally expensive, so
They can get up
that's
to
not
like maybe
terrible.
55, 60 maybe. They can get up to that.
And then, like, you also just factor in, like, you're not getting gas.
Yeah,
Trucks
that's,
are terrible
yeah.
with gas.
That
so,
was the
like,
one thing he was saying. Like, if you get this, like, you're saving way more money. You're saving more, even though, like, you know, he has the prices on the presentations. Like, that's actually not the real price. Or like, if you just take our price and subtract from theirs, that's not all you're saving, because you have to save on gas and oil, which you always have to do for a normal car. But with the Cybertruck, you never have to do that ever again.
Dang.
Which, I mean, like, I would like that just for the ease of use and
Yeah,
everything.
because I fucking regular cars, I fucking hate those.
Yeah, you really do.
Yeah,
Oil, gas,
yeah,
all
everything.
that
Yeah,
Transmission, wheels.
transmissions, pistons, gizmos,
Doors.
all that shit. Doors.
I'm all on board for the car driving itself.
And I
Fuck it.
saw like some guy threw
That
like
is a $7,000 option.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Would buy that.
Wait, what happened?
The autopilot for the truck is $7,000 more.
So it's not in
More?
the base model.
Yeah, more.
It's a
Shit.
buy-in thing, because I think to make that legally like safe, they have to have in like extra sensors, extra cameras, so they can say like they did the most that they could possibly do to make this safe, so that way in case an accident does happen when autopilot is on, they're less liable.
And they'll have to take that through so many tests just to make sure it's like street safe.
And
like,
I
if you
mean
want
they're
it
doing
on.
it now, because
Yeah,
the
you can do it
Teslas that
now.
are out now, they have
Autopilot.
yeah.
You
I
have
mean,
to buy it.
I don't think that it's even like legal. Most of the time, people are using it,
No.
but no one's
When
really
can
stopping
you
them.
use it, and when can you not?
I think
use
you
it?
can use it as long as like you're awake and driving,
your
and
hands
then
are on the wheel.
I think your hands need to still be on the wheel.
That way, in case there is anything that you're theoretically like, you can see it, as soon as it's happening. So it's like there's really no difference if you were the one driving or not.
Yeah, and I think basically everything outside of that bad.
Yeah, but I mean, that doesn't really happen. I mean, you see so many reports like, oh, this person got in an accident while they were asleep. Like they were just taking a nap and autopilot crashed.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. But is the autopilot like getting better and better?
Theoretically,
Yeah,
it's supposed to get better because like
every software update, they're making it improvements. I don't know how much it's actually better, but I mean, like theoretically, like Andrew said, yeah, it's should be getting better over in time, and that's also one of the big pluses over just a traditional car is software updates are huge. Like you don't have to just wait for the next model. It's like theoretically, after you buy the car, your car gets better over time. It doesn't just get worse. But yeah. I mean, that's pretty cool. I'm all on board.
yeah, me too.
I kind
All
of am
in.
too. Like besides the design at first, like look, but like everything about it just seems so much more efficient. You know, aside from the cost, that if you want the autopilot, it's gonna be a lot. But if you get the normal one, like that's just a win everywhere. No maintenance either. Like oil, no changes.
I mean, there's
Besides,
still
like, some
maintenance, I'm sure. Like, I'm pretty sure at some point you do eventually have to replace the batteries. But
all that like traditional shit that
Yeah.
you would normally have to do, fuck out of here with
that
that.
would probably be like once in its lifetime that you'd have to replace the stuff.
Yeah, that's crazy though. It kind of makes me want one now.
Did he say like the way it looks is that's on purpose because it makes it easier for him to actually make the pieces?
I don't know.
I thought I heard
didn't
something
actually
about
watch.
that. No, I watched good part of it. I think that's what he said. Like,
The way it looks is
like you know how it's all angled like a fucking polygon or something.
But like manufacturing wise, yeah, that would probably be easiest.
It saves them money from making it super rounded and all that shit.
curves and stuff
Yeah.
because there's
Yeah.
like no curves. It's
Yeah.
just all
It's all angled.
angled. Yeah,
I mean, it's basically like as simple as a box.
yeah,
Like,
it
hey,
is.
here's the
It's,
side,
yeah,
here's the
borderline
side,
a
boop, boop.
straight up
There you-
rectangle.
You're
So
done.
how's the aerodynamics on that? Because it's more of a box, so it's not like
I mean, it's
curved
angled.
surface.
It must be a
I
lot
know it's
better
a-
since it's angled, and then I think all of them have the like, I don't know what you call it. The roof goes like it's an automatic roof thing. Like you don't actually pull it off. It's on the truck and it just retracts from the back, I guess, where you're sitting. And so I mean, if you have it, you know, with the roof on it, I guess it's super. I
mean,
don't know.
So,
Aerodynamic.
yeah, if you're going off of that, like it beat.
It's
Is it
like
like an Audi,
Porsche. No, it's Porsche.
Porsche,
Some
yeah.
911.
Porsche 911, and a drag
race?
race. Which I
Really?
mean that's a, I mean that's not like a racing car, but like I mean that's
That's supposed to be a
That's a
very nice.
supercar.
Yeah, it's a supercar.
that's what they call it. So I mean like if it can beat that and it's a truck, that's pretty good.
That is good, and you're not gonna be like racing people like
No.
with that truck, but still, that's
Some
crazy.
people do.
Some people do, but I mean,
Yep.
some people get a little aggressive on the road.
I can't wait till people around where we live. It's a lot more country folk generally.
Oh, I can't wait
But-
until those come in here.
Yeah,
Ruin
And
everything.
I want to see somebody get one and put like a smokestack on it, just for fun.
Oh, man, disgusting. That would ruin it though.
It'd be so funny though.
Is it just one color right now? Is it just like
That gray.
gray?
space squirrel?
I think so. I don't know.
That's still pretty cool though. Like, I think I would get that.
Kind of
then.
looks like a warthog from Halo,
Yeah.
like the very first one.
Oh yeah, you're right. It does.
Which like as soon as I realized that, I was like, okay, I'm totally fine with the design. I don't care anymore.
Looks like a warthog.
Yeah, I like the way the tires look too, and it's pretty strong. Like I saw a video of some guy throwing like a steel ball.
At the window.
Yeah, is that fake or what?
No,
No,
that's
that
real, but
100%
it's not
happened.
supposed to actually crack the window. It's supposed to just bounce off.
Oh,
It cracked the window, but it didn't go through.
that's true.
that
and he
was
threw it pretty hard too, and that was a solid steel ball.
No, not that hard.
Yeah, no, it
wasn't
really
that hard?
It wasn't.
No.
It was
Damn.
kind of like you're passing something across the room to somebody. Like probably about that hard.
What's the glass made of? Is it bulletproof or what's-
They it's some Tesla thing that they designed. They're
That
like,
they
look at this
make.
patented Tesla armored glass or something. I forgot what the name is, and they're like, here, throw this ball at it,
Yeah,
and it
Cracks.
did not work. But
and that wasn't supposed to happen. It was
No,
supposed to like
no, it
just
was
bounce
not.
off. Fudge, dude, you could take that like into battle.
like I mean, who cares? Like if you do that to my car right now, my window's gone.
Yeah,
So I mean, it's an upgrade. I don't really care.
Big upgrade, dude. I mean, Tesla's taking over. They're just a smarter option.
Sort of.
What do you mean, sort of?
I mean, they make better cars, but not a lot. I mean, I think they're selling more cars, but it's not enough to dent the other car companies.
Does that make you mad?
Not really.
Oh, cause
I mean, at that point, you can't really do anything about it. It's not like they're gonna force people to buy Teslas, whatever. I mean, those people that buy the other cars, good luck with gasoline. Fuck that shit. Or charge that bitch.
You know, some people just
yeah.
they
It's
like
never.
that.
It's not gonna end.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
I mean, it's definitely
Whatever.
not going to change for a while just because the infrastructure's not there. Because I mean,
Yeah.
like, think about it. If you got a Tesla right now, where are you going to charge it?
I can't charge it. What can I charge it at my house?
You can, but.
It's a lot slower.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you supposed to charge it then?
So like, where we live, there's one in town.
Really?
It's at the library.
But you can't. You get the home one, or
Yeah.
yeah.
But that's
How much is
incredibly
that?
expensive.
Oh, it's way super expensive.
You have to usually buy. I forgot what they call it. It's like the Tesla.
Is it the solar
wall
panels
or something? No,
Yeah.
no, it's like a battery bank.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
you
That.
just hang
Yeah.
around somewhere. So it's like an auxiliary power source. So like, I mean, you could even use it for your house too, in case the power goes out. But like, it's also supposed to help facilitate like supercharging your car, so it's a lot faster. But I mean, like, my brother has an electric car, and we just use an ordinary outlet.
Dang. That's so weird.
Yeah.
That's so like, it's almost like, I wouldn't even think of that.
No.
You know, it's like crazy, but like, how long does it take to like charge up a Tesla at those stations?
Well, I mean, they're superchargers. I think it's like an hour.
An hour? It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not too bad.
But actually, this is something I read a little while ago. They found a new way to make it way faster.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
Apparently, if you heat up the batteries in like small intervals, like every 30 seconds or so, you heat it up to, I think it's 60 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
And you can basically cut the time to charge by 75%, I think it was.
What the fuck?
So like, instead of being an hour, it'd be 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be for like, I mean, the example they used, it was like one of the early Teslas. So it was saying like, instead of getting 200 miles in an hour, you get 200 miles in 15 minutes.
Ooh. That's not bad. That's crazy though.
So like, if that comes around, I mean, it's
Then-
fantastic.
Yeah. Then it's just a little bit closer to more. It's just another reason for people to buy them.
Because I mean, filling up a truck, that takes 5 minutes, just because usually the tanks are like over 20 gallons.
Mhm.
So I mean, at that point, they're relatively comparable. It's a difference of like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And like at that point, it's not like, oh, you have to stop somewhere, then like you think about eating or something because you're stuck for an hour. It's like, no, I'm just here for 15 minutes. Like I can just sit around, like
Mm-hmm.
go get like a coffee or something.
Yeah, it's not too bad at all.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I would get that truck over the cars though, just because of the way it looks now. Like it's just so cool.
I mean, honestly, I'd take any Tesla. I think they all look really nice.
Yeah.
And I love all the features.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's one like the summon thing. So like if you're in a parking lot, you could just press a button and it'll come to you.
that
It'll
is
pull out of the parking
crazy.
space and come to
I
you.
did not know that
I
about
mean,
Tesla.
that's a feature that they've had for years
Damn.
on all Teslas because of the software updates. Like they were able to put that into their older cars.
Mm.
So I was like, hell yeah. Like that means like even after you buy this truck, maybe 5 years down the line, they'll come up with some new thing and it will just automatically be added to your truck.
That's
Like
sick.
that's so nice. I love that.
So much innovation, dude. Did you guys see the new Razr phone?
I did.
That was so weird.
I feel like they really missed the mark. On
I think
that.
so too. It looks terrible.
Yeah, it doesn't really look like the Razr.
No, it doesn't. It looks just like
Nope.
And, like I like the look of the old Razr, which I mean like probably gives some insight into my design. Well, like what I like design wise, because that's basically the same design as the truck.
yeah.
But I mean, like it's totally different because that one's sharp angles, very sharp corners. It's very industrial looking. This one looks like it's. I don't even know. It
just
just looks weird.
It doesn't.
I
look
like it
good.
more than the fold.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the
I
fold
do.
was.
I
just
agree with you
terrible,
on that, but
I mean, like I still feel like if they could have captured the same design style as the original Razr, their audience would be huge. Because like
yeah.
I think like my parents would want it because they loved their old Razrs, and like they don't really care for the iPhones that much. So like if it looked like the old Razr, like just that alone might have been enough to be like, okay, yeah, we'll get this. But like the way it looks now, it's like it looks nothing like the Razr. The only like similarity is it folds. That's not
it.
that.
And it's already been done, and
Yeah,
it's
that's
like,
not that big of a similarity.
I saw it and I was like, this looks cool, but it doesn't look like a Razr at all.
No.
I was just like, oh.
And for $1,500 for something that doesn't look like a Razr, so it's just a really expensive phone that flips, so just a novelty. Like, I'm not gonna buy that.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I mean, yeah,
You could buy the highest end iPhone for less.
a lot less.
Yeah. Well, not that.
Not
much
not
less,
that
yeah,
much
no.
less, but yeah.
Like the highest end.
Mm-hmm.
So like the
1200 one, right? It's up there.
yeah, I think it's like 1,200 or 1,300. So I mean, that's not that much less. But,
Yeah,
I mean,
know.
still.
it's cool. It's reminiscent of the Razr, even though it's not really the Razr.
No, not really.
It's all right. It's all right.
It's an utter disappointment to me.
I never had a Razr, so I wouldn't know.
Oh, I love those things.
I had the
Those are
slidey
fantastic.
phones. I had the
I
slide
had that
phones.
too.
But I got my phone late when I was growing up. Like when was,
I had my parents hand me down, so that's why I actually got one.
nice. Back when it was text message and not iMessage.
Yes. And when you had to use T9,
Oh yeah.
oh man, I could still do that. I pulled out my old sliding phone I had in my drawer the other day just to mess around with it. I was like, yep, I still know how to do this just by heart. Like I didn't even have to look.
I always wanted a phone like back in the day that had like a full keyboard. I just
Oh,
wanted that ability to just type whatever I wanted without T9 because T9 is good, but like I just wanted that full keyboard.
You used to have a friend that had that, and I tried typing on it once, but the buttons are so tiny. Like anytime I tried hitting one, I'd end up hitting like 3 buttons. I'm like, okay, no, I give up. Like this requires too much precision.
I remember back then, like some of the phone companies like Verizon were big on those like
The full keyboard.
Yeah.
full keyboard phones, like big on them.
I never really understood.
And
like,
AT&T was always behind on it. Like they had something similar, but it wasn't as good. Like Verizon always had the one that you could like flip sideways and just type whatever you want. I'm like, that's cool, man. That's why you have Verizon, huh? Now there's no reason to like pick Verizon if you want a phone, basically.
unless you want Disney Plus for a year.
That's true. Or if you want that, the
Yeah, they basically
Verizon
just moved
service.
on to what streaming service do you want?
Mm.
Actually, I think Verizon's the only one.
Really?
No, I think
No, no,
Oh,
yeah,
T-Mobile
no, they
used to
have
do Netflix a
Hulu?
bunch, right? Or Hulu.
Somebody has Hulu, I think, but then Verizon has Disney Plus. So I mean, like, there's only 2 people competing in that market. So I mean, I'd switch.
Yeah. I was seeing like something kind of off topic. Last thing we'll talk about, like Disney Plus has like very small content compared to like Netflix.
Yeah.
They have a small like range of genre. They have a lot of content. They don't have a lot of range in genre.
Yeah, they don't have
It's extremely family friendly.
very much. Like
I think the only thing that really breaks out is probably Pirates of the Caribbean.
What?
probably
Of like sticking to like the super family friendly
Pirates of the
stuff.
Caribbean
Even
is still
still, that-
pretty
I know,
family
it's-
friendly.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
It's
Yeah,
not
it
like
is.
it's more family friendly than I think most other.
Oh yeah, but I'm
movies
saying
and
like
stuff.
out of the stuff on Disney Plus,
Yeah.
that's as far as it goes.
But what about National Treasure though?
That's not on there yet.
It's not.
No,
Oh, that's terrible.
maybe the second one, not
Wow.
the first one.
I mean, they took out some episodes of The Simpsons because
No
oh,
way.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
they're
they did.
redoing them, aren't they? Because of
No.
framing or whatever.
no, that's different.
Oh, they
straight up
removed
got
them.
rid of some of them that were like, it was a Michael Jackson episode.
Oh
like
yeah,
he
yeah.
voiced
the
one
Michael
of the
Jackson
characters,
one. I remember
and
hearing
they
about
just
that.
removed it.
What did they do?
They got rid of
It's
it.
removed.
It's
like,
not there
like the
anymore.
Is
entire
that just
episode.
is it one episode or is it multiple?
I mean, it's that one. That's the one I can think. I think they were talking about removing a couple others or altering them just to make them more like
PC?
family friendly or PC, like just for 2019.
Oh,
just
is it
because like
because-
back when they were made, they weren't necessarily that bad. Like
Yeah.
having Michael Jackson as a voice actor in the 90s, I think it was like
That's no
that
big
wasn't
deal.
bad, but
That's not
like
bad.
obviously in 2019, they're like, okay, well we can't have this anymore, so they got rid of it.
What do you stand on that? That's kind of
Leave
dumb.
it.
I mean,
they
I,
should just leave it.
It's history.
I don't have kids,
Mhm.
and like So I mean, I don't care.
But
Like
honestly-
I would rather have that than not. But like I understand where they're coming from. Like they're Disney. Like half of their audience is 4-year-olds.
Exactly. Yeah.
So like
then
I
don't
kind of
let
get
them
it.
watch it. Then
Yeah, I
just
don't-
say
That's
don't watch
not
it.
gonna happen.
That's so stupid.
Because they just want that ease of access. Like you can give that as like parents, be like, all right, your kids can go on this. Everything here is fine for them to watch.
Mhm.
And like I don't think they want to budge from that at all. And like that's a smart business decision. But like obviously as a consumer, and like I like The Simpsons, I obviously am not a huge fan of that. But like I get it.
Mm-hmm. I can see them just moving that to Hulu because they own Hulu now and
They
FX.
do?
Yeah,
Oh well, then yeah, maybe.
They could.
They-
I don't know if they will.
I know. I don't
Honestly,
think so
I think
either.
they're just gonna cannibalize Hulu.
Because I know
some
this
point.
was just a big selling
Yeah.
point is having all 30 episodes of The Simpsons on Disney Plus. That was a
Seasons.
big seasons, yeah, and that was a big thing. But they could put it on Hulu, but I don't think they will.
I think they're gonna kill Hulu.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it gonna be a Hulu tab on Disney Plus?
Yeah.
That's
or like
funny.
I don't even think they'll keep the name. I think over time they're slowly
It's
gonna
gonna be
cannibalize
other.
it. Yeah, like it's gonna be their like like I don't want to say restricted section
They're gonna have
because
a
that
vault.
makes it sound like it's something totally different. But
Yeah.
like I mean, it's stuff that isn't necessarily like this is guaranteed family friendly. Like your 2-year-old can watch it or whatever.
I agree.
That'd be a good thing. Fuck Hulu.
I mean, I want the streaming services to be condensed into like 2 or 3 big ones, not like the 12 it is now. I absolutely hate it. It's the worst thing ever. I want to like boycott all of them.
It's crazy. It's so
Like I don't even pay for Disney Plus. I just went over to a friend's house to watch them.
nice. And you don't plan on paying for it, huh?
Nope. I
No, the one
I
you
am
really need
against
is
all of this.
HBO Go or Max. That's the one you're gonna want.
Why?
There's too much on there to ignore.
mean, I've watched most of their show. Like occasionally when there is a new show that's really good or like a new season comes out, like Silicon Valley, I
Mhm.
still watch that. And so like I got a what is their streaming one? I think it's HBO now.
Yeah,
I got that for like a month or 2 just so I can watch the season and then I'm done with it. Like I don't really care about keeping it throughout the year.
I love it. I love streaming.
But you, yeah, I know.
I'm a
You really
slut.
do.
Andrew is the biggest advocate for streaming
I'm
anything.
a giant slut for TV.
But you only watch like one thing on like.
Yeah, because I don't want to. I don't like mixing.
Yeah, you don't.
You watch one show at a time.
Yep, but I mean, HBO Max is gonna have a disgusting amount of content, and it's not gonna just be kid-friendly content like Disney Plus is. It's gonna range from so many different things, like Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, anime, and HBO.
I mean, I'm
And
surprised they're
DC.
not boycotting it because there is anime.
I just won't watch the anime. And if there's ever a
if
survey, is
you
there
ever
anything
just,
on here
like,
you would like to
see it
remove? Anime,
recommended?
just anime. Get
It's
rid
like,
of that.
oh, mate, you watch this, you'll like this anime
Well,
show,
it's-
and then Andrew deletes.
It's
it.
also funny because HBO Go, I think, is going to cost $15, and that's definitely more than the it's Crunchyroll. I think Crunchyroll is not $15, so I'm just the fact that the price is going to go up makes me laugh. It's like fuck all you.
Oh, dang.
But that one's the one where it's like, that one's hard to say no to. That's just too much shit on there.
You're right.
What's the other one? The Universal one? I don't think that's going to last.
Peacock?
Yeah.
That one won't last.
CBS.
I'm surprised it's still going. But I guess the Star Trek fans probably keep it going.
Picard is coming out too, dude. They're
Yeah,
gonna all
that
subscribe
one
to
that looks pretty badass.
looks pretty cool.
There's a bunch more that like I had never even heard of.
Yeah,
like,
they have
I
a
saw a
lot.
chart and I was like, Jesus Christ! Like I didn't even know there were this many.
They don't advertise that theirs very well or a lot.
I think they're gonna be like one of their selling points for like Universal's Peacock is gonna be like,
The Office.
come watch The Office again.
Yeah, I already saw an ad for it, but it wasn't. They weren't on the nose of what it is,
Yeah.
which is like that's pretty cool. But it's like I don't know
I
about
hate-
this one.
I hate all of this. This is all a nightmare to me.
Well, isn't it better to do that than to pay for DirecTV or Dish or whatever?
No.
No.
Honestly, I like having everything is consolidated into like just a couple places instead of like 12 different streaming services. Like I like The Office. I like rewatching The Office, but like if I had to subscribe to Universal's thing just for that, fuck them. I'm never going to watch it again. Like I'm never going to even consider doing that just
Do you
because
like-
like I'm not going to pay like $12 or 15 or I don't know. Even if
Theirs
it's
is
like
theirs
$5.
is the one that I don't think I'll get because those shows, like, whatever.
But like
I've seen
CBS,
The Office. No, wouldn't get that either. I don't-
screw them.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
I
do
wouldn't
it.
get CBS. I wouldn't get Peacock. I would get HBO Max because there's a ton of shit gonna be on that.
All the Lord of the Rings.
I know. It's crazy.
I own them.
I don't care.
I know, but like, we live in an age where it's like, do I want to flip through the channels? Because I still like flipping through channels
I don't.
occasionally. You don't?
No, I'm done with that.
Dang,
I don't
dude.
really care to do. I really only keep DirecTV for sports
Yeah, same.
because sometimes
It's just better to watch it that way, I think.
like streaming services like YouTube TV, I came to the revelation that they only have local
Oh no.
TV, like sports channels. Like, I mean, that doesn't affect me too much because all of my favorite teams are the local teams in this area.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes they'll put the games on like ESPN or on the NFL channel.
Yeah.
And like, if that happens, you can't watch it.
Yeah.
So I was like, why?
Sometimes you get that too with like
What?
DirecTV when it blackouts a game. It's like,
Oh,
the
yeah.
fuck is this? It's
Why
on
did-
ESPN.
Oh,
What
if
is-
you're talking about like, oh, okay.
When is the NFL gonna have an NBA League Pass type thing? Because
the
that's
NBA or the NFL?
like the NFL. When is the NFL gonna
I mean,
have?
didn't they
some-
used to have that?
I don't know.
It was like Sunday Ticket or something.
Sunday
like that?
Ticket, I think.
No,
they
no,
have
no,
that.
no. But streaming, because that's like connected
Oh.
with TV. Because the NBA League Pass is unstoppable. You can essentially buy the season of every single team.
And how much does that cost?
It's not as much as you think.
50, 60?
Maybe $100, $200.
That ain't for
And-
every game too.
Yeah,
That's-
so it's like some price you get for the season. It's not that much, and it's every single game, for the whole
82
season.
games in the regular season per team.
And
I mean, like,
yeah,
obviously divide by 2, but
yeah.
But let's say if you like one team, right? You're gonna watch. You can be.
Well, you
watch
can
all
choose,
82 games,
but you can
right?
choose to only buy one team's games.
That's
so if you like the
crazy.
Lakers, you can just buy the Laker
yeah,
games.
that's pretty ridiculous.
So I mean,
Like,
so at that point, it's like this is unstoppable.
if I was like crazy about the NBA, like 100%, I would be getting that.
Yeah, I'm surprised the NFL hasn't done that.
If they, I mean,
They don't play every day. They play 3 days a week,
That is true.
and only
Sometimes
one,
4.
sometimes 4, but only one time they play, and it's only 16-week season.
yeah.
That is true.
I mean, like, I
17.
feel like it's a harder sell for the NFL. Like, I mean, obviously they'd have to make it like the price reflect that, like maybe $40,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'd consider it. Just because then, like, anytime I want, I can go back and stream that one or watch that game again.
Also, depending on your region and where you live, every NFL game is on
Oh, yeah,
national
that
TV.
is true.
Every single one. There's none like on NFL Network. They had it on Thursday night, but then they moved it to Fox
Yeah.
because it's just more convenient, more watchers.
Yeah.
So I don't think that could happen for the NFL. It would be pretty cool if it did for some people, but for the NBA, it just sells.
Yeah.
It's just crushing. And can you buy the league pass for? You can only buy it for one team or just for
Yeah, you can buy it for all, right? Like every
There's
game?
an option to buy every game
every single game, right?
of the
But
season.
you
yeah.
can choose to pay for one team. Is it the same price?
No.
It's different, right?
Yeah, it goes down.
I mean,
a lot.
otherwise, why even have the option?
Yeah, exactly.
Then we might as well just get all of them.
And
even
you
if
can
don't
stream
want
it, right? On
Yeah.
NBA.com?
Yeah, yeah.
That's crazy.
There's an app for it.
See, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard about it, but I thought it was.
I
Like
heard about it a long time ago. I was like, this sounds amazing.
I heard about it, but I thought it was just like a TV package.
Oh no, it's its own thing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
right.
Streaming.
Goodell, Roger Goodell, and NFL commissioner, please get on this. I would buy it. Then I can get rid of DirecTV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can
I'd be
just
happy.
buy the 49er games.
I mean, if there was an option for all of them, I'd probably get
Yeah,
it.
I
Just
think I
because,
would
like,
too.
I mean, I do want to see other teams play. I like football enough to where I like watching other teams too.
But you can get every single 49er game on local-
Regular cable.
unless
cable,
it's
right?
on, well, yeah, on cable, yeah. But like, if you were to have like YouTube TV where they only have local channels, and then the game is only on like the NFL channel,
Mhm.
you can't watch it.
Yeah.
So like stuff like that, I'm just like,
Or
Can't risk
Monday
it.
night. If you can't watch Monday night if it's on
Mm-hmm.
it's on ESPN. Used to be on ABC. I remember that.
yeah,
Sad.
they
Sad
need to
times.
get on it, fix it,
Yep.
and maybe I'll buy it.
Yep. All right. Want to end it off?
Done. Yep. All right. Thank you guys for watching. You can find us wherever you listen to podcasts, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.